Hi there, I'm Wendy from So Wendyful and I bring you snippets from my stitchery. Well, welcome to my channel and thank you for stopping by. Today is going to be a little bit of a tutorial on how to make a zippered pouch bag. So the fabric I'm using for this bag is from a Tula Pink Fat Quarter bundle. And we're going to choose some hero fabrics and some lining fabric and some coordinating or contrasting fabrics. Using one of the strips is 3 diamonds in the square, so fussy cut that fabric. Then we'll piece those diamonds in the square together using foundation paper piecing. That makes it really simple. Then we'll stitch those 2 blocks back and front together. I quilted it, trimmed it up, then inserted the zip. I'll show you how I have stitched it together, and then we'll show you the finished bag. Thank you again for watching. If you like what you see, please like it and do subscribe to my channel so that you get notified when I put up more videos. So I'm just going to go through and I'll select out some that I quite like. So yeah, that's pretty neat. I quite like that. It's got lots of my colours in. It's got a lot of butterflies in it. So maybe put that in the maybe pile. So this one is gorgeous, but can you see? Look, there's a ship in the boat in this shape form as head, but it's way too big, so that has to be in and out. It's quite interesting. It has got, do you see that? Like there's mice up the tree. It looks like mice up a tree, but I just think that's a goer too. And actually they both coordinate, so that's cool. And that would be my other choice for the fussy cutting. But I think those butterflies are too big, so we'll put that out of the way. Now let's select some fabrics to go with this. You can see, look, I think this one could be a good strip. Yeah, those 2 are pretty coordinated. This one, it's pretty neat, but definitely a Noah. Maybe that one. Maybe we use some of that for the diamond, the edge of the diamonds of the square. So actually, you know what? I think we're done. I think we're going to fussy cut that for the 3 diamonds in the square. We're going to use that as the edges, and we will use these as the coordinating parts of the front and the back. So the front. Okay, so I have got my cutting instructions right here, and I will put them in the description box below. We're going to start off cutting the lining. So we need 2 pieces that are 6 inches by 9 3/4. So what we need from this one is we need 2 2-inch by 9 3/4 for the top and bottom border, and we need 1 that is 3.5 by 9 3/4 for the middle of the back. So that's what we've got here. That's for the middle of the back. These are the 2 borders, one at the top and one at the bottom. Put that over with the line. Nice. That's that. Straighten that a little bit up there where I went a bit skewer. Let's get my trusty proper ruler. 9 3/4 here. Line it up that way. 9 3/4, nice. Let's do that. And trim it here. So for the straightforward cutting, we've got plenty here. Okay, so I'm going to fussy cut this middle, and this middle diamond here. So So what I'm going to do is line it up now. And you can line it, yeah, so here we go. We kind of want to have that little mousy thing in the middle, don't we? So it will sit like that. So I think if we just do that, like that, we're going to get mousy, that bit in the middle. Or alternatively, we could just wiggle over this side and we'll get two mice. I think we should put mice, that top one in the middle, like so. Yeah, let's just do it like that. All right, now I'm going to cut it because I feel I can get a better control over it than my slippery. So, right, I think we've got everything. So these are going to end up being along here. That's going to look quite nice. And I'll show you how to do that next. Right, I've got my pieces here. They're all getting ready. And okay, first up, let's just start this up. All right, quietly think about what you're doing here. Okay, we're going to put wrong side down, because when we stitch it, we want that under there. Yes, that's right. Okay, I always have to check. Because I think I'm slightly dyslexic, or I have a very big problem with lefts and rights. And if there's a seam to sew on back to front and upside down, I'm your woman. Okay, we're trimming a 1/4 inch seam off that. Going to get one of our scraps, and we are lining it up. That's all we line it up. So right side to right side, or someone I heard say pretty side to pretty side. Line it up, put the paper up very carefully, take it over to the machine and stitch that seam right through the paper. And right along that line. Just going to hold it. Right at the other end. There we go. And then now we're going to check it out. So we're going to turn it over, and we need to cover that. So I've told you I made them quite big. So there they go. Look at that. So that's corner one. Now, that's corner one. So we're going to do the diagonally opposite side. And we're going to rinse and repeat. We're going to do the same thing. Fold your paper up. Trim up 1/4 seam, 1/4 inch. Get your scrap. Line it up. Fold the paper back up again. Take it to the machine. Sew it. Take the pin out now, and we've got a good covering of that one as well, so really looking quite good. Flipping it around a little bit too much, hopefully you can see what we're doing. Right, so now we do this one here. That's looking pretty nice, and I'll go off and do the other two and come back when they are a strip. So I'm just going to iron these and then I'm going to quilt them. So I've cut out some scrap batting that's just a little bit bigger than this block. And here we go, using my fancy little iron. Look at that, so cool. Such a great little iron. Okay, just a quick one. And that there. Let's look at this. So I'm thinking, I haven't really put much thought into how I was going to quilt this, but because these are diamonds, I may just do something quite nifty in the middle with the diamonds. Maybe what I'll do is I will just quilt in here. There goes those dogs. Listen to them. Who are they barking at now? Right, okay, so I'll probably do something like that and maybe some lines along there. Doesn't really matter, it's just going to be a purse, isn't it? And then this one, what about just downwards? See how that looks. Right, okay, we see how we go. Yeah, I should really pin it, shouldn't I? So, get a pin, top, and bottom. Let's do the sides as well. I am going to quilt these without any backing because it's only very small, and I'm not terribly sure on why you shouldn't quilt without a backing, possibly because you're going to get fluff down your what's it down there. But I can always clean it out, and you should clean it out too. You should be cleaning out your under your throat plate quite regularly, especially if you quilt. But you know, you quilters know that. All right, so I'm going to have a go and see whether or not I'm going to start in the middle. Let's start down here. Oh, now I can see my points aren't lined up very well, are they? But you know what? Don't really care. Let's just start it off. Do you immediately relax once you start sewing? Because I do. Oops, not one more stitch. Just turn my line off. You can see I'm probably going to have to do a lot of editing here. I haven't changed a stitch, so it's quite a tight stitch. Just want to get in here, that's it, and just do around here a bit more, one stitch. Right, and I'm not going to use the automatic cut, I'm going to spread it out like that, so if I want to, I can. So what about that? Look at that. Actually, that's nice, I like that. Let's do it to the other two. We have front, back, we'll put to one side, one lining and two linings, second lining, the front lining, the back lining. So zip goes, we're going to open the zip halfway down, so line up again. That sits the right way around. So I think we are ready to sew. Here we go. Now, can you see that I've got the zipper foot on? Line it up now. I've lined it up with the edge, the foot there. I might just go in a little bit more. Just double check. So let's just see how we go here. Let's take it very slowly. There's no need to rush this part. Now sometimes I find it goes a little bit skew here as we get near that metal mark, that metal, and it sometimes pays just to lift and move. trying to keep my hands out of the way so you can actually see what's going on. See how it actually goes a little bit better. This is quite tricky because you're doing this and the lining at the same time, so everything can go a little bit awry and you can't actually see what's going on. But just, okay, we've got trusty unpicker if it goes funny. Right, now I'm coming next to the zip head. What we want to do now is needle down, lift the foot up, open it up, and just pull that zip. That's it. Flatten it down. See now? And we've got that zip top clear. And we're going to just carry on again. 1/4 inch. And then we're down. Just watch out for those little bitty bits of lining that's want to do something else. There we go, we're getting towards the end. We're just going to run that right off. Getting my thread running. Okay, crunch point. Okay, and that is looking quite good, and that's what the lining will look like. Line the back up and just line it up with how it came out last time. Yeah. Let's get that zip down again. And it's helpful if you put the zipper pull upwards. Helpful when you're going to go and pull it up. Now again, spend a little time getting this right. Get that pin in there. Start off with. Right. Now, can you see what I've done there? And that is looking good. So look, here we are. Let's see if we can see. Can you see? Yep. So we zip the zip up. There we go. What we need to do is we need to actually stitch. We need to leave about that much of a gap so we can pull everything through. Yep, so here we go. Here's our hole that we've made a little bit bigger. Now, get that through there. Kind of like a caterpillar turning into a chrysalis, really, isn't it? There we go, turn that like that, and that like that, and this like that. There's our hole there, so that's the lining. Now, open that zip up fully, and here we go, just like a beautiful chrysalis opening up. In the bag, poke those holes out. that. Oh man, I'm really liking this. It's so pretty. And there we go. Look at that. Zip it up. Here we have our bag. It's pretty, pretty nice. Back, front, lining, and zipped up. Super duper. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I'd love to see your bags on Instagram. Tag me at So Wendyful.